Hello everyone, my name is Parinya Santlani. I'm currently in the first year of my college, and honestly standing here today is a huge opportunity. I'm around your age, not too young, not too old, just in that between the starting something new and already sprinting ahead. Um, not here to preach, I'm not here to give you a 10 steps to success kind of a motivational speech. I'm here to share my story, a story that's a bit chaotic, but definitely honest. Um, Everyone has a place they call home. It could be a city, a building, a person, or even just a feeling. For me, that place is Jaipur. That's a painting that I did recently. This is the city where I grew up. Jaipur isn't just a home, it was my personality. The festivals, the food, the colors, they were all woven into me as a child. I was a very shy kid. I still am actually. I was the kind of child who would cling onto her mother's dupatta like a koala bear and refuse to make eye contact with a stranger. My mom has always been my anchor, shifting her entire life to make mine easier. And my dad, well, he was the one who pushed me to face the world. And then one day, he dropped the bomb. I went to a boarding school. You know how, as a child, parents give that as a threat, पढ़ाई करो वरना boarding school भेज देंगे. My dad wasn't joking at all. There I was on my first day of boarding school, standing in front of the gates, pretending to be emotionally unshakable when my parents dropped me off. I did not cry in front of them, but as soon as I got to my room, I broke down. Not in the cinematic single tear kind of crying. It was a ugly, hiccuping, puppy kind of crying. But turns out those 2 years were the best years of my life so far. It was an all-girls boarding school, no devices, no internet. We were basically living in the 90s. We had boom boxes, we had MP3 players, we had landlines and Nokia and newspapers. And then it was a bubble. It was my own little world, but the bubble had to burst sooner or later. It was time for us to pick our streams, and I had no clue. I was terrible at science. I once scored a glorious 3 on 50. Yeah, commerce didn't love me back, so humanities was my only option. But I didn't just want to study history or political science. I wanted art, I wanted film. It shouldn't be that limiting, right? So, my dad, completely on his own, suggested we move to Goa. Yes, my dad willingly sent his daughter to Goa. Let's just call it a bold parenting decision. We moved, my mom and I, while my dad stayed back in Jaipur. It was a huge shift from North India to South India. And in the first month, I told my parents I hate it here, I want to go back. They panicked, as they should. My mom had uprooted her entire life. But my dad took a moment and told me to give it one more week. And I did. I gave it another week. I started liking it. I started making new friends. And it was my own little beach paradise with my mom, my dog Nawab, and I. But then came the applications for college. And as I like to call it, the great confusion. Because that's one of those major decisions in your life that's gonna switch the whole trajectory of your life. Because this is where you make your own decision sometimes. Everyone around me was applying, and I had no clue again. And I thought that there's two options. I could go to college, and I could not. So I came to two crossroads of my life. One, to follow a traditional path where I could do a degree that might not end up being my degree. Could be just a waste of time. That's the traditional path. Or I could break the norm. I could take a job, I could start working, and then maybe in future when I realize what I want to do, I can take the college. So I took a gap year. Not because I had it figured out, but because I did not. A lot of people told me not to. A lot of people told me that it's going to be a waste of your time, you're not going to do anything, you're just going to sit at home, watch Netflix, eat, and it's just not going to work out. So I decided to prove them wrong. First, I got a job as a designer at my dad's company, a full 9 to 5 corporate job. I never skipped a day because I wanted to prove everyone wrong who said it was a waste year. I worked harder, maybe, to break the boss ki beti kind of stereotype. I was one of the employees. It was like a family to me. I went on official tours, we did conferences, worked day and night, had tiffin service for a year because my mom still lived in Goa. And it was nice. Second, I traveled. My dad is a huge travel advocate. He nudged me towards solo traveling. Yes, solo, as a girl, and it's possible if you play your cards right. I took flights, trains, autos. I explored Durga Puja in Kolkata, which was pretty hectic. I spent my 18th birthday alone in Jodhpur at Trip Festival, lived in Havelis, met new people, and honestly, travel taught me things no classroom ever could. Third, I made art. Every day after office, I made art. And I eventually held my first art exhibition, Tamasha. That's when I realized if there's something you love, whether it's painting, writing, dancing, running, debating, whatever it is, never stop doing it. It keeps your inner fire alive. And after a lot of reflection, I found a path in media communications. With my niche interest in fashion, that led me to a college, Institute of Marangeni, Mumbai, where I am currently, pursuing bachelor's in fashion communication and styling. And going to college after so many real world experiences, for the first time in my life, I wasn't scared of starting something new. I had direction, I had perspective. What I learned in my gap year wasn't in any textbook, it was my journey. So I want to leave you with something, with these three things. Work anywhere, anyhow, just work. Travel, even if it's just to a nearby city, do it alone, do it safely. Create. Whatever your thing is, keep that part of you alive. When you get these three things before you start your own journey at an institute or anywhere else, you know yourself the best. You know yourself better than your parents. You know yourself better than your friends. And that is not something that everyone has. When you move to a college directly from school, school keeps you in a bubble. School keeps you safe. School has teachers. School has parents. You live in a home. And directly out of school, you move to a new city, move to a new institution where no one knows you. You don't know anyone. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to clean. You don't know how to take care of yourself. But when you know all these three things, when you travel alone, when you work alone, when you create alone, you know yourself. And when you know yourself, that's just the solution to life. And of course, you will get confused, you will make mistakes, you will absolutely have no clue sometimes. And that's okay. The decisions you take might not make sense immediately, but when you look back, they connect like a pattern that's uniquely yours. I'm standing here on this red circle right now, and that's me taking a step forward. I'm the same shy girl who once couldn't let go of her mom's dupatta. So if I can do it, you guys can easily. Someone very dear to me once told me the story of a boy and a horse. They were walking through a stormy tunnel at night. The boy panicked, he was scared. He looked at the horse and said, "I can't see anything straight." The horse calmly said, "Look down. Can you see your next step?" "Yes," said the boy. "Then just keep walking, one step at a time." That's what life is. You don't need the whole road. You just need to take the next step. Thank you.